welcome to another episode of Asexualise My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed to his channel, please hit the great big subscribe button below now. Hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to hit this thumbs up button if you like this video. I do apologise, I had some technical difficulties a minute ago when I tried to do this video and had to stop it really quickly. So hopefully the second time around will be fantastic for you. So yeah, today I have been chilling. Hi Andy, nice to see you. Nice. Thanks for joining me. As you can see, I'm in my dressing gown, and today I spent half the day chilling out with a movie to get very motivated in life. I absolutely love this film. This is called The Greatest Showman. This is one of the movies my mum bought me for Christmas. It's on Blu-ray and it's got like over 2 hours of bonus features. So it's got all the songs. You can do the sing-along version, which I didn't really know that it was included. I know it said it included sing-along, but when I played it, it was kind of like the sing-along version seems to be in like a sort of like a reddy colour. I don't know. It seems to have like some sort of like heightened colour on it or something. But anyway, it was really good. I was playing after I'd watched the whole movie, I was playing the tracks again and again. And it's absolutely fantastic film. If you have never seen it before, it's really good. It's very, very inspirational. Because I don't know if you know, but there's a bearded lady in it, and there's all these different type of misfits in it. The ones that are sort of excluded from society, don't fit the norms, the misfits, the people that are left out in life, that, you know, the people that are shunned by society still. So I kind of think that's nice. I think it's a very good asexual film to watch, because a lot of the time, obviously, because we're so different to the majority of the population, I feel that sometimes we can be ridiculed, and sometimes we can feel left out, and sometimes, you know, like we don't fit in, you know, to society's norms. I mean, I'm quite proud that we don't fit in, because I wouldn't want to be like everyone else. But it is very hard growing up, you know, when you don't fit the norm. It's very difficult, I think. I think a lot of asexuals do get bullied in the earlier part of their life, especially because they're different, and there's something about them that everyone can tell is different, and they sort of feel different. They know they're different. But this is a really, really uplifting film. This basically brings together a whole host of people that are completely different to society, and it puts them together and they become like a family. And I really feel like, you know, a lot of the asexuals I meet that I become really close friends with, like Andy's one of them watching now, you know, I feel like they're my family. It's really weird. I've never had that before, you know, like I've got my own parents and my guinea pig, and I do have my friend Debbie, best friend Debbie, who is not asexual, but she's like family as well. She's always saying I'm like family to her. But you know, in terms of like the asexual people I know, the ones I'm really close to, I feel like they're my family, you know. It's really nice. I haven't really had that to that extent before. I've got like 3 guys that are like my family. It's really lovely. And you know, when I watched this film, when they said at the end that, you know, like I don't want to give the whole film away if you haven't seen it, but this guy, you know, sometimes you can say he's doing stuff for the good, and sometimes you can say he's doing stuff for the greed. But towards the end, at the very end of the film, the bearded lady's like saying, well, I don't care what you did it for, what your reason is. You brought us together as a family, you know, and they're really grateful to him for that. So I really think of the asexual friends I've got, you know. And I just think it's a really good film anyway. It's about time more and more people in society saw films like that, you know, with people that are not classed as normal in society, and they all come together, and you know, they're amazing. These people are amazing. You know, the woman who plays the bearded lady, she's not bearded in real life. Her name's Settle, but if you listen to her interviews, I've listened to quite a few of them, she felt, you know, she was like you know, she's done acting before and stuff, but she's never quite made it in Hollywood. But this film just made her whole career. She became a sensation overnight, and she's a larger lady as well. So obviously she's doesn't fit the norm of actresses and a lot of what society expects an actress to look like. And so it was really interesting when I heard her being interviewed about her own life journey, about her being a bigger woman, you know, and not quite fitting into society. And I think she spent quite a lot of time alone and on her own, and you know, and I think through the film she's actually got a sort of family unit there through the people who worked on the film. And I just think that's amazing, and I'm so proud of her for coming out of her shell in the film. You know, it really was a life-changing journey for her. If you listen to the interviews on YouTube, you'll find out that, yeah, she was quite a lonely person, I think. You know, she wanted to make it in Hollywood but didn't know how to. And then Hugh Jackman, who plays Wolverine, but in this he plays Bertram, Mr. Bertram. Yeah, he is an incredible actor, and he basically spotted Kiala Settle and got her to an audition, and she didn't believe she'd get the part, and she did. And her voice is so incredible. She sings this song called This Is Me, which means it doesn't matter where you know, it doesn't matter what you look like in life, doesn't matter, you know, your appearance or the fact you don't fit in, you know, this is me. Hi. Oh, I'm a sir now, am I? I've changed genders. I'm actually a miss, you know, although I have some male traits. Like I say, I'm actually a miss, but thank you. I'll take sir. Appreciate that. So yeah, yeah, it's just a really, really, you know, it's really amazing how I'm just making you laugh. It works all the time. Joe Sen. All right. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, do get this film. I mean, there's no sex in it whatsoever. There's no sexual touching or anything like that, but there is a very strong love story. There's more than one love story, to be honest, but there's a very, very strong love story with Zac Efron. You know, he plays, obviously, a character. He doesn't play himself, Zac Efron, and yeah, the girl in it. There's a very strong love story between them, but that's not all that there is. But I have to say that really, the film did set off my hyper-romanticism again, because I'm hugely, hugely romantic. And, you know, there is, like I said, there's a really strong love story, more than one love story in it. And, but the power, you know, Zac Efron, who plays this character here, with this woman, there's very, very good on-screen chemistry. And, I think there's probably chemistry in real life from the interviews I've seen as well. And, you know, and this love story is amazing. But what I love about the love stories, it's very similar to the type of love that I like, you know, the teenager style relationship where they're kissing and, you know, and it's all based on tenderness and loving each other. It's not based on touching your private parts or anything like that. You know, it's the face and the kissing of the, you know, just the face and the love they feel between each other. And it's the fact that they want each other. But when they say they want each other, there's no sex involved. And usually if someone says, I want you, and they're sexual, it means I want you as in to have sex with you. But in this beautiful love story, they say, you know, I want you in the lyrics to the song they're singing, because it's a musical. But touching parts is great. Well, if you like it, but I don't. Hi, Martin. Nice to see you. That's lovely. Lovely to see you. I'm talking about the Greatest Showman film at the moment and saying there's no sex in it, but there is a very strong love story. And I love the love story in this because it's like the type of love I like, where in the lyrics they say, I want you. But like I was explaining, that a lot of, you know, if a sexual person says, I want you, it means I want sex with you. But in like a lot of teenager films, there are, you know, like really nice teenager films that I like, there's no sex involved, no sexual touching. It's like, I want you to be mine. Do you know what I mean? My partner, my life partner. And that is what I love about this movie. You know, it's got a very, very strong romantic relationship in it. And I know if you're not romantic, you know, you might not be too keen on the romantic relationship. I remember a joke about sex, very related here. Let me share it. Wait. Well, no, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to carry on because other people want to hear what I've got to say. So yeah, and plus this is like, I'm not actually into sex, so I don't need to hear a sex joke. So yeah, this is Blu-ray copy, and you get a free digital copy with it. So it's really good. But like I said, the you know, like even if you're not romantic, you should love the storyline, because it's a very powerful storyline of people who are misfits, not fitting into society, and really growing together to give each other confidence and courage. And I think if you ever go to asexual meetups, I think that's what they can give you. They can give you a lot of confidence and courage, and they can make you feel super strong in yourself. So if you are asexual and watching this channel, you know, a person who lacks sexual attraction and is not that interested or bothered about sex, then, you know, do try and find someone who organises an asexual meetup and travel if you need to, because they give you so much confidence. Being around other people who are asexual is like, it is like having a family, and together you are like, you know, like sort of like superheroes, because you've got exceptional power as a group, as a team. Because I would be asexual, but I can't reproduce myself. Oh, right. Yeah, we get a lot of those jokes about asexuality, but yeah, that's not what I am. An asexual person means their absence of sexual attraction. So I don't look at a guy I ever want sex with him. I just like kissing and cuddling, just for your information. So yeah, so basically, the storyline in this is brilliant, and I really, you know, desire that great purest form of teenager style love, you know, not the one with lust, but the one closest I'll ever get to sex shows is, and talking about it similar to how you do, otherwise blur, no thank you, really. Laugh out. Yeah, me and Martin can chat sex jokes to each other sometimes, can't we? It's quite funny. We haven't done that for a long time though, but yeah, but the rest of the time, yeah, I can asexually reproduce. Done it twice now. Have you really? Scary, Jerry? That's quite scary. Well, anyway, when we can have robots, we can all reproduce ourselves, can't we? Robotically, as in cloning ourselves in a robot form. So, yeah, but I'm talking about the human form of asexuality. Can you teach me how? No, I can't teach you how. You can't become asexual. You're just something you are born with. It's a sexual orientation. That's a lack of sexual attraction. And if you're sexual, why would you want to be asexual anyway? Do you know what I mean? It means not having sex. And if you're sexual and like sex, good for you. It's just I don't like it, and I'm happy I'm asexual. Thanks very much. But what I'm saying is, when you're talking about amoeba jokes and reproducing yourself, I'm saying cloning. Just do away with this beautiful thing called reproduction. Means they can be taught how to sexually reproduce, I think. Yeah, cloning. You can clone yourself, but then you'd probably get fed up, wouldn't you, with cloning yourself? I mean, if I cloned myself, like, I'd prefer to have a male version. One day the boy wants to date a girl to movie house. Girl, no kissing. Boy, yes. Kiss. Girl, no touching. Boy, yes. Girl, no laughing. Boy, girl, no sex. I didn't quite read all that, but basically, you know, I'm not really bothered about touching as well. I don't like touching a guy below the waist. I'm not interested in his private parts. The only thing I'm interested in terms of a guy is his brains and his personality and his face, and I like his shoulders and stuff like that, his upper body. I'm not interested in a guy below the waist. I couldn't care less if he didn't have anything below the waist, quite frankly. I'm not interested in that. I wasn't born that way, you know? So, this is just great because there's nothing in this film at all that's sexual. It's all based on pure love and caringness, and, you know, it's really, I mean, you know, it's really a beautiful film. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite films of all time. I've got the soundtrack to it, and the soundtrack is really uplifting. It's very, very motivational. There's one track called Come Alive, and it's all about not following the 9 to 5. All about not following the 9 to 5. It's about, you know, following your dreams and going for your goals, ambitions and dreams in life, rather than just following a 9 to 5 job. And I think that's so important, because thousands of people or millions of people around the world are just doing a 9 to 5 day job, and they're not really fulfilled in it. It's not really what they want to do, but they're going along with the crowd. And I think that's what's great about asexuality, is even if you want to be part of the crowd, which I don't, you can't really be part of it anyway. And you can't, but instead of running away from that, I think more asexuals should embrace it. So the boy said no hugging. You know, I think we should embrace our differences. I think we should live into them more, and I think we should be really happy with who we are, you know. At the end of the day, sexuals are sexuals. If they like sex, good for them. But I'm really proud to be asexual. You know, I absolutely love being asexual. And I like this type of romantic film. I wish the relationships in actual fact are a lot more like, you know, the teenage romance type of relationship, but all the time. You know, I just like the, you know, like, I mean, obviously some teenagers are really like horny, if I can use that word, and they just want sex, you know, and they're interested in sex. But there's still a lot of teenagers, you know, out there that just, you know, want a boyfriend or girlfriend, someone to love, someone to hang out with, someone to watch movies with, someone to go on dates with, someone to kiss and cuddle with, without there being no sexual stuff, you know. And that's what I like, that type of thing, you know. I just want the relationship that teenagers have, you know, without the sex or sexual touching, just like kissing, cuddling, holding each other, being bestest friends, walking together through life, you know, like chatting about their hobbies, interests, you know, chatting about intelligent stuff. Like, I'm quite happy for guys, you know, like studying at uni and stuff like that, because I really love an intelligent guy. You know, and I love hanging out together at movies and, you know, chatting till the early hours and eating popcorn, watching movies together, and, you know, just all that type of romance. That's what I love. I you know, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have any of this sex stuff, because to me it kind of spoils a relationship a lot of the time. You know, a lot of people, they go off with other people, they have affairs, they're looking at other people all the time, they don't really appreciate what they've got in front of them, you know. Even if they get into a relationship, they still end up looking elsewhere all the time, you know. And it's kind of like, I don't want that type of life, you know. When I was out with my friend before the new year, one of her friends was out with the guy she's with, and they've been together for like 3 years, but he goes away on his own, and, you know, once a year with his mates, and she doesn't like it. And the reason she doesn't like it is because, you know, she doesn't know what he's up to, whether he's going to be with, you know, some other woman or not, really. And that's the thing I love about asexuality. If you get the right asexual person, that they're not going to go off and have sex with other people, you know, and have affairs and cheat on you, which I think is, you know, much better. But there are some asexual guys. I can't really comment so much on women. I'm sure there are asexual women like this too. I've known of one person talk about some asexual women that aren't good. But you know, there's some asexual guys, and they just flirt with all the women. They are very similar to sexuals in behaviour, just that they don't want the sex, you know, but they still want the women, they still want touching, quite a few of them, they still want the kissing, they still want the sort of sexiness, but without the actual intercourse. And, you know, and these guys kind of like, some of them, you know, they also like just to flirt with loads of women constantly. You know, I've got a friend who, you know, I do class him as a friend, but he's very different to me. He's asexual, but he's just like so into women. He calls himself a hyper-romantic like I am, but although I'm a hyper-romantic and I do can feel romance for a few guys at once sometimes, I'd rather not do that. I prefer to try and train myself not to do that, because I don't really think it's good. But if I do, it's like I can't help it. Whereas my friend, he's kind of like asexual friend. He's kind of like, he doesn't live in this country. He's kind of like likes being like that, you know. He loves being, it's part of his personality, and, you know, you can't change who he is. It is who he is. I think if he meets the right girl, because there was one girl he got quite serious about, but she wasn't interested in him like that, I think, you know, he'll probably settle down a bit more. But at the moment he's kind of wild like that. So, you know, just because someone's asexual doesn't mean to say that they're stereotypically, you know, like me, for example, or like someone who doesn't want sex or doesn't want any touching. Some asexuals do want touching, and I don't think there's a problem with being who you want to be. If you like touching but without sex, that's fine, you know. I've always, since being like 10 years old, just wanted the guy to love me for my personality more than anything, and just like be my bestest ever friend and hang out together. And, you know, I guess I've always wanted an asexual relationship, but I didn't even know that I was asexual till 2014. And so it's kind of weird, like looking back, I thought when you were 10 years old, that asexual relationship is always what you wanted, Sandra. And it doesn't matter whether you're 10 or whether your birth certificate age is older, you know, you just want an asexual relationship. You've always wanted that, you know. but you just like the kissing and romance, because I'm hugely romantic, you know. I'm a Disney girl, you know. If I go to Disneyland Paris like I went the year before last, to me it's just so romantic and lovely. And I'm very different to other people because I love noise, I like dancing, I do like attention, I don't mind admitting that. I'm very extrovert really in quite a few ways, and a lot of asexuals are introverted. The majority are. So sometimes at my asexual meetups, and the only extrovert there. You know, and there's a person in my asexual perspectives book, and they talk about when they dance on the dance floor. You know, they dance quite sexily, but that doesn't translate into the bedroom, and that's kind of like what I'm like with dancing. Sometimes I dance really sexily, but I have no intention of wanting sex in the bedroom. It's just I like swinging my hips to music, and I like, you know, like being sexy sometimes with my dancing. I think it's quite fun. It's quite shocking sometimes. I think I kind of like to shock people sometimes, like they don't expect an asexual person really to be like that. But it's kind of like, it's just, I love dancing so much. I've done dance classes in the past. If you didn't already know, I've done, when I was at school, I did ballroom Latin American dancing, and then I've done Irish Appalachian dancing, and I've got bronze in freestyle disco dancing. So I do actually adore dancing. And this film, in case you didn't know, is full of music, because it's a musical. So I do love musicals, and it's got quite it's got like dancing in it as well. But it's really, really good film. If you love musicals and you like a modern style musical, you'll love it. This movie is for all ages as well. It doesn't really matter whether you're 12 years old or you're like 70 something years old or middle aged or whatever. You're gonna love the movie. It's just one of those really feel good movies that appeals to everyone. I mean, it was in the cinema for ages, and they did the normal edition, which I saw in the cinema, and they do the sing along edition where you can sort of go to the cinema and sing in your seats and stuff like that. It's a very, very feel-good movie. When I looked at some of the bonus features, they said that the songs are musical, but they're kind of a poppy cross between a pop and musical style music. So they've like mixed the beats together, so it's kind of upbeat. But they've at certain points in the film, they've changed some of the songs to make them like more low key and more sort of stretched out. So it sounds a bit more like when he's going through a bit of trauma. You can feel it in the music, the way they've changed it. It's very, very clever. The music score's amazing. Like I said, I've got the CD, and it's just incredible. You know, the score, as they call it, the music score is amazing. You know, I don't know what type of relationship you look for, the people that are on here, you know, but you know, I find it's quite hard when you're sort of an adult and you still like a teenage style relationship, you know. I find that, you know, it's not obviously normal for society, people in society to want that, but I kind of like love that, you know. One of the films I like is a modern Cinderella. It's like called a Cinderella, but it's a modern, oh sorry, I just nudged the iPad. It's a modern Cinderella story. And that's very similar, you know, where they're like teenage in love. But this one like is where they're meant to be together, partners forever, whereas the other one leaves it open. But I just love that type of thing, you know. I hope one day to meet a guy who wants the same sort of relationship as me, because really you can only have that type of relationship if the other person wants exactly the same thing as you as well. And I think that's what's kind of hard as well about asexual relationships, is there's so many people all across the asexual spectrum that all want different types of relationships. Some of them do like doing everything to do with touching, but having, you know, no physical intercourse. Obviously, you've got the greys and demisexuals that may want sex upon occasion. You've got some people that don't want any touching whatsoever, touch repulsed or touch averse. You get asexuals that, you know, just want kissing and no touching. You get ones that want touching but only in certain places, or to do it but not have it reciprocated, or vice versa. And you get people who, you know, like a little bit kissing, and some like a lot. So there's so many different variations. I think that's why it's very hard to find a suitable relationship. But I just want to say, you know, never give up hope. I've got a message recently from one of my asexual friends, and he said he met someone ASAP, and he was thanking me for it. I think it's because I did a video a short time ago on ASAP, the pros and the cons, and I said, you know, give it a go. So yeah, he's really happy now. So, you know, there are love stories. There's someone in my asexual dating group, my asexualized dating group, that's found love as well. Their love story will be coming out on my blog soon. So yeah, it's all good. So never ever give up on your dreams, whether they're in a love variety or friendship variety. Anyway, I hope you've liked this video. I hope you've loved it. Please give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed tonight's episode. I really appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much, Andy. Thank you so much to everyone. Martin, yes. I'm trying to remember your name. Oh, somebody's name goes out of my head. And Michael, was Michael in today? Was Michael in the house today? I'm forgetting now. My brain's going a bit. I've been working. Although I watched this early, I have been doing a lot of work this later on in the afternoon. So my mind's going a bit. How do you forget my name, laugh loud? Because I have fibromyalgia, Martin. And sadly, with fibromyalgia, it mixes up people's names and makes me forget people's names sometimes. That's how come. It's pretty much the only trait I have a fibro that actually shows up in my life. You know, most people with fibromyalgia are bedridden, can't get out, have no energy, don't much have a life, are in a lot of pain, and I block out all that pain pretty much with the power of my mind a lot of the time. So I do really, really well, because you wouldn't even know I've got the condition, which I have for life. It's actually a disability for life. But, you know, I've worked with people in my old job. I was saying this, you weren't on the episode. Yeah, you weren't on the episode, but I've worked for people with 3 to 5, some of them 5 years in my old job, and I gave them a different name. You know, my brain actually gives them a completely different name to what they've got. So not only can I forget sometimes, my brain can give them a completely different name. You know, I look at them and start calling them something else, and sometimes I've called them outright. It's really freaky. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't worry about that, because if I worried about that, you know, I just make myself ill. Most of the time I remember your name, so I think that's the first time I've ever forgot it, but I was trying to like go so yes, there's because there's Martin usually looks on here, there's Andy, Michael, Heather, there's another one person who looks in quite a bit as well. There's Roger, sometimes watches this channel. Ivan sometimes watches this channel. The Maury band Apathetic, who's got another name, watches this channel. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to conclude now and love you and leave you. Thank you so much. I'm practicing unconditional love as well this year. So lots of love to all my viewers. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you on the next live stream. Until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. And I will see you on the next video. Take care. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, everyone. Bye.